is she?
She's arriving tonight, Your Majesty. She left Geneva this morning.
It's long. So long.
We're being careful. And just as well, the rebels captured the airport this morning.
There's too much turbulence! We have no choice but to change our heading, miss!
Do you think she'll love me? I mean, before... I think she loved me.
A daughter loves her father, Your Majesty.
You're just a mercenary, Van den Aert. What would you know about the feelings of a girl for her father? The last time I set eyes on her, she was 6 years old. The people, they'll follow her. You'll see. The people will rise up and turn on these vultures waiting for me to fall, to rip out my belly and snatch up the country. This is the land of my ancestors. You hear me? My ancestors and my daughters.
Hang on, don't move. A camera? I found it in your bag, so it must be yours. I guess so. You have some very pretty things. You must be someone rich. Maybe even a princess. What's your name? My name is Aisha. I'm a palace servant. And you? I don't know. I can't remember. Everyone has a name. There's a book in your bag with a name on the cover. Perhaps it's your name. Let's call you Anne. Anne Smith. Like your book. Okay. Why not? I'm Anne Smith. So, welcome to Matagan, Anne Smith. Your scarf is so pretty. I'd love to have one just like it. Foreigners are always so well dressed. I'd so love to have pretty things like yours. I've never seen anything so beautiful. Here, this is for you. Really? It's mine? Oh, thank you. 1,000 times thank you. From now on, you will be like my sister. Here in the palace, you can ask me for whatever you want. And my little brother, too. He works outside in the town and can be very helpful. Because you're family now, Anne Smith. So, you have a brother? Yes. His name's Mokhtar. He spends all day on the docks along the river. He helps offload the boats. Where are we here? In the harem of the Prince of Matagan. In Morenia. In Africa. Don't worry. Here in the palace we are well protected from the world. Given to pleasures of do-nothingness and daydreams. But I can't stay here. That's for the prince to decide.
I want to see the prince, Aisha.
That's impossible. The poor prince is not well. A few days ago, he came down with the butterfly fever. So for the time being, he doesn't want to see anyone but the favorite, who takes care of him.
I have to go home.
Well, try to get used to it. This isn't some kind of windmill where you can come and go willy-nilly.
But somebody could help me in Geneva. And somebody would recognize me, I'm sure.
Only the prince can let you leave. I told you.
I want to go home. Home, you hear me? I want to see a doctor. A real doctor in Europe.
Don't you want to understand? This is Morania, and Europe is far away. All these questions are making my head spin.
Huh, nice lighter. Oil. Must be for a lamp. Hello, madam.
Ah, well, you seem to be much better now, young stranger. Welcome to the palace. I am Madame Swafi, governess to the harem.
A harem? Like in fairy tales?
I am here to assure the loveliness and well-being of our prince's wives.
Will the prince agree to see me?
What are you thinking? You are not even a wife of the prince, let alone his favorite. All your questions, I can hardly think straight. Again? I have to go lie down now.
I get so bored in this palace, Madame Swafi. Time goes so slowly.
Time has no importance here, my dear. It flows like honey for those who abandon themselves to pleasures, soothing and sensual.
So, you never see anyone here? Well, except for the prince, I mean.
Kader the guard watches over our security, and Mustafa takes care of the garden. As for the rest, may God and our prince preserve us from the world outside.
Aisha is very kind. She's been very sweet to me.
Aisha is a scatterbrain. But I agree, she is a devoted servant.
Tell me, Madame Swafi, where are we?
We are in the palace of the Prince of Madargan in Morania.
I don't remember anything. What could I have come to do in a country like this?
In these dark times, one does not come to Morania without good reason, my poor child. Outside the palace walls, people say the war is approaching.
What war are you talking about?
People say Roden is dying. If that is true, it's not good news.
You seem scared, Madame Swafi.
People say the rebels will soon be at the gates of Madargan, and that they are without mercy.
I so want to return home, to Europe.
His Highness will allow you to return home when he considers you to be well enough. Please exhibit a little patience.
Goodbye, Madame Swafi.
May clear skies go with you, my child.
You're disturbing us. You're disturbing us.
Looks like a piece of a tool. Hello, sir.
Hello. You are the lady that had the accident in the plane, aren't you? I am Mustafa.
It's really quite wonderful. The prince must come here often to enjoy the sights and smells.
He likes it very much, I think. But at the moment they say he suffers from the butterfly fever and doesn't leave his chambers.
I would really like to meet the prince.
Like I said, he doesn't leave his chambers, miss. And Kader, the guard, won't let you pass.
You work here, Mustafa?
I take care of the garden, miss.
Do you know how I could get out of here?
Women don't leave the harem, miss.
Madargan must be a beautiful town.
People are leaving. Soon there will be nobody left in town.
Why are people leaving the town, Mustafa?
The rebels are wicked, miss. They are coming from the north to kill everybody.
See you soon. Okay, now I can use this pole.
Careful! It's dangerous! Don't get too close! It's a real demon! It could rip off your arm!
Hello.
Ah, you must be that girl they found in the desert. I don't much like foreigners, you know.
Aisha is very kind with me.
Aisha is a servant.
How did I get here? Do you know?
You were found dying at the edge of the desert. They took care of you at the Madargan infirmary. Then they brought you here to the harem, because it is an excellent place to convalesce.
This palace is a strange place. Unworldly.
What good is the world, foreigner? Are we not better here?
This place is a haven of tranquility, but they say the war will soon be at the gates of Madargan.
Within these walls, I am the beloved mistress. I care not what happens outside.
So, you haven't heard anything about the revolution?
Our king protects us. He is also a friend of our prince.
I would like to meet the prince of this palace. You're his favorite wife, aren't you?
You have no reason to see my husband.
That leopard is like me. He's bored in his cage.
I don't like this animal. You should keep away from it. Leave me. I need some fresh air. Let me enjoy the silence. Let me enjoy the silence.
The prince is a very lucky man. You really are a very beautiful woman.
That's nice to hear. And who knows? Maybe you even mean it.
I can see why the prince chose you as his favorite wife. Your beauty is stunning. The other girls in the harem can't even compare.
You are very kind. Your compliments fill my heart with joy, foreigner.
Being the prince's favorite must have its advantages.
I have the privilege of seeing my husband regularly. That is something. Few of the women here could say as much.
How did you come to be the prince's favorite? What does it take to seduce a man like the prince? Go on, tell me.
You are too curious, foreigner. You bore me.
Madame Swafi doesn't seem too easy to live with.
Mutton still yearns to be lamb.
What do you mean? Do you mean she was once the favorite?
Well, only she remembers it.
So how did you manage to attract the prince's attention? How did you get to be his favorite and be invited to his chambers?
Some secrets are not meant to be shared, especially with a foreigner. Leave me now, please.
Huh. In Morania, butterflies make you sick?
At this time of the year, white butterflies fill the skies. They only live for a few days. They mate and lay their eggs. Then, when the first drops of rain tumble to the earth, they die in the mud of the rainy season. For some reason, a great many people fall sick at this time.
The gardener's kind of strange, don't you think?
He wouldn't hurt a fly. And he's not much smarter than one either.
That leopard in the cage. Where does he come from?
I don't know. All I can say is that it's a ferocious beast. The gardener lets it loose at night so it can devour prowlers.
I wanted to ask... So, what are my options, Aisha?
I don't know. Perhaps you could speak to Madame Swaffy.
I've got to see the prince. I've got to.
If you try to get close to the prince uninvited, Kader the guard will cut your throat.
Why did you tell me to go see the prince if he won't let anyone near him? It's completely ridiculous.
Because nobody else can get you out of the harem. And stop questioning me. It's not my fault. All these questions are making my head spin.
Huh. These garments and the jewelry you wear, they're exquisite.
What, these everyday things? You should see me ready to visit my prince. A dark dress embroidered with black silk. Bright colors only irritate my husband's sensitive eyes. Let me enjoy the silence.
The gardener seems to enjoy his work.
Probably. I never pay much attention to the servants.
Princess, I want to go home. To Geneva.
You must show some patience. First, you must wait to be healed.
I'll see you later, Princess.
Can I ask a favor of you? I've a craving for something sweet. Could you bring me some honey sweet cakes? That would be very kind of you.
Nice jar. The jar is full now. Excuse me? What are these weird scales for?
They're dainty scales. Do-nothingness and self-indulgence make an evil pair. The prince would not appreciate my getting as fat as a goose.
You have to watch your weight, Princess?
I certainly have an interest if I want to wear the dresses and finery the prince wants to see me wearing.
I'll see you later, Princess.
Can I ask a favor of you? I've a craving for something sweet.
Here you go. A few honey sweet cakes.
You are such a sweetie. Delicious, but not very filling. I'm going to starve to death. Could you bring me some more?
The jar is full now. Look, I brought you some more of these little cakes.
Exquisite, but just enough to give me a craving for more. Do you think you could find just a few?
Here, these sweet cakes look scrumptious.
They are. Oh, I feel bloated after all the cakes you made me eat. Would you prepare my steam bath for me? You're a perfect angel.
I wanted to ask, how do I prepare the steam bath?
The steam comes in one side of the bath and goes out the other. The difficult part is getting just the right amount of steam in the middle. Everyone here likes it different.
Well, how can I set the amount of steam that you like in your bath, Princess?
It's very difficult to judge. Here, take my medallion. It will adjust the flow of steam to exactly how I like it.
See you soon, Princess.
Goodbye, foreigner.
Ugh, this cloth's filthy. Huh. How can a leopard become a prince's companion?
It was certainly a rather curious idea of the prince to make it the centerpiece of his garden.
Isn't this animal dangerous, Madame Soify?
This beast has a soul as black as his coat. Don't trust it for a second.
The leopard is pacing circles in his cage. He's bored.
The gardener lets it loose at night. It runs about the garden as it pleases. Our prince says that it scares off prowlers.
So, tell me, how does one become the prince's favorite?
What a question. There's no simple recipe, you know. Our prince alone decides such things. The women of the harem must be ready, and that is all.
The prince will never be tempted to take another favorite because he never even looks at other women in the harem.
I see you grasp things quickly, my child.
All the same, I would like to meet the prince.
For the moment, His Highness has not requested to meet you, stranger.
Goodbye, Madame Soify.
May clear skies go with you, my child.
I wanted to ask... Maragan. What am I doing here, Aisha?
The Bedouins found you somewhere in the desert. You were in a bad way, but they took good care of you. The doctor at the infirmary sent you to us to recuperate.
Who is this Madame Soify?
She is the governess of the harem. She's as strict as they come. And I'd better get back to work, because if she catches me, I'll get severely punished. See you later. Okay, follow me. We're going to my room.
But...
we can't stay here.
In fact, with this gown, the guard will be completely taken in. I'll put it on right away.
No, the gown will never be enough. Kader doesn't see very clearly, but he has the nose of a hunting dog. Without the favorite's perfume, you'll never manage to fool him.
What perfume? You never mentioned perfume, and I don't have any.
The favorite's bottle is empty. But Madame Soify must keep some in reserve somewhere.
The favorite would barely speak to me.
She's suspicious by nature.
She made it clear I'd have a heap of trouble if I was found hanging around the prince.
That's not surprising. She protects her position as if her life depended on it.
And if I were to take her place?
Anne, you want to become the prince's favorite?
Don't you see? I have to take the favorite's place. Just long enough to ask the prince to set me free. But it's impossible.
Maybe not. You're about the same size as the favorite, and with the right clothes, you'll be even more alluring. The guard will be too busy tripping over his tongue to notice anything.
But I don't know the first thing about the rules of the harem.
But I know every little secret.
So, you'll help me take the favorite's place?
Careful. It's dangerous. Very dangerous. If you want to succeed, every single detail will have to be just right.
Hi. Could you let me through, please? Don't you want to answer me? In fact, the favorite has such a delicious perfume. I'm sure it must contain musk.
Absolutely not. She wears a very special perfume, distilled from Madagascar flowers. The prince mixes the perfume with his own hands in his workshop for his favorite.
The Madagascar. Isn't that a tree that grows here in Morenia?
It certainly is. There are even some in our own garden, my child.
Goodbye, Madame Swafi.
May clear skies go with you, my child.
Hey, I saw these flowers in my dream. So, these are the sought-after Madagascar flowers. I've got the perfume, Aisha.
Excellent. Okay then, let me help you get dressed. I will make you the most beautiful favorite there ever was.
Do you think the prince will be taken in?
If you're careful, yes.
Is it you?
Hello.
No, you are not my favorite. Who is there? I can't see you.
Hello. My name is Anne Smith.
Anne Smith, you say? So I see. Anne Smith. Now that is curious, really.
Yes, that's it. Anne Smith.
Anne Smith is also the name of an English explorer that wrote a remarkable little book, The Lost Paradise of Morania. Quite a coincidence.
Anne Smith is a very common name, you know.
You are this young girl they found in the desert, are you not? Your plane was shot down by the rebels. You are very lucky to be here, young lady.
Today, Prince, today I feel my destiny is in your hands.
I am not your enemy, Anne Smith. Rest assured.
I need your help. I need to go home.
That will not be possible. These are troubled times. Morania is at war.
That leopard makes my head spin.
Do you mean to say that you don't like this animal? Really? I must say you are a strange girl, Anne Smith.
It acts like it seems to know me. It's crazy. It sets me on edge.
I can understand that. All the more because you don't know much about you. I think you will have to be very wary of him.
But it's so calm here.
True. We are sheltered for the time being within these walls. But the rebels will soon be here, and the people in town are worried.
Why don't you leave?
I cannot abandon my people.
But what will you do then?
Nothing. What would you have me do? I have always been a prudent man, but I doubt that will suffice. Much blood will be shed in this country.
But if the rebels are murderers, you have to fight them.
Our king is old and weakened. The army is in full retreat because it feels its commander is wavering. What is to be gained from fighting?
So, you know the king well?
I have served him to my best. I was even one of his ministers, a diplomat of sorts. Then I took care of my own affairs and this town. Twice a year the king used to stop at Maragan. The whole town would celebrate his arrival. But it has been 10 years since we last had the honor of his royal visit.
Why doesn't Rodan come anymore?
Rodan is not the man he was. He has become a brooding and solitary figure.
So, Rodan is no longer a good king for Morania?
One should not speak of our king in this manner, Miss Smith. In Morania, we do not speak of such things. Rodan is the king.
I don't know what I came here for.
Well, you most certainly had a very good reason to come here in Morania with the country in full revolt.
I can remember nothing. In fact, I don't even remember who I am.
One does not come to Morania for nothing, Anne Smith.
I'm sorry I took the place of your favorite wife.
It was a very audacious thing to do. Too daring to be punished.
I have to go home, to Geneva.
It is not a simple thing to return to Europe in these times, nor anywhere else for that matter. The rebels hold the north, and from what I have heard, the airport is in their hands.
But I must have family and friends who are worried about me in Geneva, and I need to see a doctor, too.
Do you like stories, Anne Smith? I would like to tell you one.
I tell you I need to go home, and you want to tell me a story?
It's about a leopard, as black as night. You know, the one that turns in his cage in the garden. I heard that you have become somewhat attached to this animal.
People make up a lot of stories in this palace. But I do want to hear your story about the leopard.
We don't know much about him. A while ago, he was sold by some poachers to a certain prince, an acquaintance of mine. This prince had gotten it into his head to train the animal to hunt gazelles in the desert. But the leopard, it seems, had already learned a thing or two in his own life. Too many things for his own good, most probably. The leopard was rather disinclined to bend to the will of its trainer, and he certainly had not the slightest intention of running long distances under the desert sun. A leopard is a silent hunter of the shadows. What is more, everyone in Africa knows this. But the prince was ignorant of these things. He gave up on ever being able to train the creature and abandoned it in its cage.
But, Your Highness, what has this leopard got to do with me?
The leopard grew weary of its cage, so the ignorant prince decided to return the animal to its birthplace. He bid a young girl by the name of Anne Smith to return the animal to the wild. The young girl and the animal would have to traverse all the lands of Morania on their way home.
I have to cross the whole country with a leopard along for the ride just to get home? Now, that's a funny story.
It is a long journey, I agree with you. But today, it is the only possible journey. And this is no ordinary leopard, you know.
This country is big. It will be a very long journey.
Yes, quite so. You will need to travel to the far side of the southern provinces. From there, you can cross the frontier and take a plane or a ship and return to Europe, if that is still your desire.
But how will I get there? I don't have a car or any supplies. I don't even have any food for such a journey.
You are free to leave the palace. You've already proven yourself very resourceful. You'll find everything else you need in town.
A leopard. What kind of traveling companion is that?
You have much to learn about this animal. You will see.
Goodbye.
I think we have nothing left to say.
Colonel, we've taken the town of Mori. Soon we'll be standing at the gates of Madagan.
Then there's the South. Savage and superstitious. All loyal to Rodin.
About that, Colonel, I got some news. One of our patrols shot down a light aircraft, and Rodon's daughter was on board.
What? Are you sure?
I'm very sure. She left Europe to meet up with her father.
And is she dead?
We checked the crash site. We found only the pilot.
Malkia. This stupid irony. Christ, I told her to stay where she was.
Huh? So you knew this woman, Colonel Siri?
Find Roden's daughter, Captain. Whatever it takes. She must not make that rendezvous with her father.
Are you looking for a rug, miss? Look, are they not magnificent?
No, thank you. I have to leave. I don't really need a rug.
But the quality is exceptional. Go ahead, miss. Feel the quality. It costs nothing to touch.
I'd love to, but I really don't have time.
Storm season has been upon us for a few days. In the province of Malargan, the northern winds will bring cloud and rain all day. In the east of the country, the timorous lightning
This
storm
hand pump
will
is
soon give
perfect
way
for
to a
filling the
thick
gas tank.
blanket of cloud cover. Heavy showers of sustained rain are expected from noon on. While the River Lorry has already reached flood levels, more heavy precipitation is expected over most of the territory in the days to come. Travelers are therefore advised to avoid using the traditional 40
The mechanic
points
probably
on routes
needs
into
this
the south.
battery. I reckon this spring will come in handy later. Hi, sir.
Miss? Hassan. Nice to meet you.
I need a car.
Cars? I don't have. Everybody's leaving. I sold everything.
You don't have any vehicles left?
Nothing.
I can't believe it. There must be something with four wheels and an engine amongst all this junk.
Oh, there is. The rusty hulk of an ancient truck that's been rotting away since, I don't know, 1938. No battery, no radiator fan, and no tires. You won't be getting far in that, I'm afraid.
I'll find the missing parts, Hassan. You just get that heap of junk on the road.
Well, it ain't that easy. Why not? Okay with me.
Looks like the wreckage of a plane.
Yep. They brought it in last week. I'm gonna rip out the battery and a few bits and pieces from the engine. For your truck.
Where did this plane come from?
It was shot down. Crashed in the desert. The pilot's very dead. It ain't a pretty sight.
And the passengers? Were there any passengers?
Don't know much about that, miss. The only thing I'm interested in is the engine. Everything else ain't none of my business.
Events seem to have been a blessing for your business.
I sold all my cars, true enough. But war ain't much of a blessing for anybody. Not even for people like me.
So, what do you think about this war?
You don't think about war, miss. You get scared. You wait till it's finished. And you try to stay alive.
What about the revolutionaries? Maybe they do have a point.
Some think so, yeah. They say our king is royally screwed. But I don't get involved in politics and all that.
Coming right up, Hassan.
Okay. I'll be here.
Careful, miss!
Hello, sir.
Miss?
I'm looking for some spare parts for a truck. Can you help me?
It's not my job to dig up parts, miss.
Can I go through?
One doesn't leave town just like that. Let me see your pass.
I'm not allowed to go anywhere I want?
At the moment, it seems like everybody wants to leave. Though where they think they're going, I don't know. So we check the flow, miss.
Are a lot of people leaving town?
It's because of the rebels. They scared the wits out of everybody. I'm telling you, miss, there's a war on.
You really think the situation is that serious, then?
Folks say the rebels respect nothing and nobody. Say there are a lot of people dead up there in the north.
But the king will chase off the invaders, won't he?
Of course. The king, our king, is great. May God protect him.
I heard that he's weak and sick. They say he won't come to rescue his people.
His Majesty, Rodon, is our most beloved king. Do not say such things against him, stranger.
But the rebels are still far from Matagan, aren't they?
Their spies are already within the walls, miss.
So, what kind of pass do I need to get out of this town?
Complete this document with an ID photo, and it needs to be signed by the prince. Those are the rules.
I'll be back when I have the pass. See you soon.
At your service.
Hi there.
Hi, I'm Mukhtar.
What are you doing here down by the waterfront? Shouldn't you be in school?
I help the boatmen load and unload the boats. I don't much like school.
It's a tiring job for someone your age.
The stormy season's on its way. The river will soon become a torrent, and the boats will all be moored up. I'll be out of work, and I'll rest up then.
Mukhtar. You're not the brother of Aisha, the servant at the palace.
Yes, and you must be Anne Smith, the woman who fell with her plane. My sister has told me a lot about you.
Aren't you afraid of the war?
No, I'm not scared, Anne Smith.
I've heard the rebels are merciless.
I support the revolution. When the rebels get to Matagan, I'm going to ask them for a gun to fight with them.
Shh! If you say that too loud, you'll end up in prison, Mukhtar.
I already chose which side I'm on. Maybe one day you should choose too.
Me? I'm just a foreigner caught up in this. I've got nothing to do with this war.
One day you'll know what you're doing here, Anne Smith.
Could you help me get these tires to the mechanic? I've got a truck to repair.
Sure I can. My sister said you've got to go on a long voyage.
I don't know what else to say, Anne Smith.
They don't seem very happy to see
you
me.
news of the serious disturbances at the Moranian frontier. Today we have reports
We're
of
watching the
troops
news.
Colonel Siri have
You're
taken
getting in the
control of
way.
the capital, Moria.
Zone
And
interrupt.
even the airport is now in the hands
We're
of the
watching the
rebels.
news.
The northern provinces are today in the grip of what can only be called a popular revolt. A revolution
I need to
is
develop some
sweeping through the
photographs.
region under
Who
the
could do that
leadership of
quickly?
exiled
The
Moranian
photographer has
opposition
closed his
that
shop.
crossed into the country
I
2
know
weeks ago
because he's
to
my
spearhead
brother-in-law.
operations. Here
Could I
is an interview
maybe
with
use his
Comrade Siri.
laboratory?
You're asking the right
This is a
man.
revolution to
I
restore
held the
freedom
key.
after years of
I
dictatorship.
really need these photos
Our
urgently.
objective is
I
to
promise I
install a
won't disturb
parliamentary
anything.
democracy
Okay.
as soon as possible in
Only
Morania.
seeing how it's
Everywhere.
miss.
In the
But be
towns and
quick,
in the
huh?
countryside, I urge you,
You don't
the
have
people,
many clients.
to rise up against
Is it
the
because of the
oppressor
war?
and join the
You
revolutionary
would do
forces
well to
for a
go
new
home,
Morania.
miss.
I also urge
Morania
the
is
remaining
no place for
partisans of the
tourists
butcher
at the moment.
Rodin to put down their weapons.
Do you think the
I
rebels will
promise
be
them
here
all that they will
soon?
be granted
But
the
they're already
compassion
here,
and mercy
miss.
that their goodwill and their
For the
civic
time
conscience
being, they've
demands.
gone into hiding, merging with the shadows. But tomorrow you'll see.
Are you saying there are already rebel spies in town?
You should trust nobody, miss. Nobody at all.
You talk as if there's no hope left. Doesn't the king have a chance of pushing back the rebels?
Oh, Miss is joking with me. Rodan, the king, doesn't even know what day it is. And the army disappeared. Melted into the population, hoping for better days.
You act as if the rebels have already won the war. Can't anything be done?
Leave. Get far away, miss, and very fast. Head south and don't look back. Then go home and forget about Morania.
The mechanic doesn't have the parts to patch up an old truck. Do you know where I could find some?
Take a look down on the docks. You can find anything there.
Thank you.
While the revolution in Morania
Hello,
is growing
sir.
by the day,
Hello,
the official
splendid
Moranian
stranger.
government remains
Welcome to my
bizarrely
modest
silent.
establishment.
No word
What
has
can I
yet
do
been
for you?
heard from the king, and despite official denial
Business
from the
seems to be
minister
good,
himself, rumors abound
despite
that
the
sovereign
revolution.
is seriously ill.
Who
The
wants to get their
situation
head
remains
cut off
critical in the
on a
north,
bad
where
hair
reports
day?
are filing in of
What
bloody
is the prince
reprisals
going to
by
do?
rebel
Our
forces
prince
against
is a very
populations loyal
smart
to the
man.
king.
Maybe a
Initial
bit
reports
too
suggest the
smart for
body
his own
count could
good.
be measured in the hundreds.
He always manages
We'll bring
to
you updates on this
adapt
crisis as they arrive.
the time.
And moving on to sports,
I'm-
Davey, what's the prospect?
I'm looking for
our
a fan, just like this one.
Oh, I'd love to let you have it, but you know, a hair salon of our reputation needs a little air conditioning. You understand.
I'd only need the bit that spins.
I have to admit, this new-fangled electric fan is not much of a replacement for my old feathered fan that quit last month. If you could fix the old antique up, I'd be happy to let you have this noisy contraption.
You're not worried?
Oh, of course. I'm scared to death of this war, lady. The rebels are nothing but bloodthirsty brutes.
What is the prince going to do?
Our prince is a very smart man. Maybe a bit too smart for his own good. He always manages to adapt to the times.
And the king? Why doesn't he stand up to the rebels?
Oh, the king. Today, his majesty is not much more than an old, tired lion, and the hyenas can smell it.
Catch you next time. Here, I got your fan unstuck.
Ah, excellent, miss. 1,000 times thank you. So, would you do me the inestimable service of taking this noisy gizmo off my hands? I'm honored to have had this conversation, but I really have nothing left to add.
The door's locked. I hope the film isn't damaged. All I need now is the prince's signature and my pass will be valid.
Where is she? Her plane was shot down by the rebels. But she's still alive. She's coming. She's at Madagascar.
Madagascar.
There's also talk that she's found the black leopard.
The leopard? It can't be true. It's just not possible.
Well, here we go. I think I'm ready to leave, Prince.
So I see. Don't forget your traveling companion. You'll need this to let him out of his cage.
Catch you next time.
Hello, sir.
Hello. You are the lady that had the accident in the plane, aren't you? I am Mustafa.
Is it you that takes care of this leopard, Mustafa?
I give him his food, I let him out in the evening, and I put him back in the morning. I clean his cage.
I've never seen a leopard in a garden before. What's he called?
He isn't called anything, so I don't call him. I whistle, and he knows that I'm coming to see him. That's all.
Is the leopard tame?
Depends on the day. Mostly he's just smart. One day, he tore off the arm of a girl.
Why are people leaving the town, Mustafa?
The rebels are wicked, miss. They are coming from the north to kill everybody.
See you soon. I wanted to ask... The leopard is in the truck. Goodbye, Prince. Take care of yourself.
Very well. Have a safe journey, Anne Smith. May God watch over you.
See you later.
On the latest information, rebel forces are currently blocked 400 miles from the town of Maragan. The townspeople are flocking in their thousands to join the government forces, mounting a heroic defense against the cowardly invaders and their corrupt puppeteers in the imperialist western powers. Further to the south, defenseless civilian populations have been horribly massacred by these same inhuman bandit rebels. In reply to the insurrection, numerous towns have declared a curfew and recruited militia units. And in measures designed to stem the massive exodus of the population, the Interior Minister has decreed that all movement within the country will be under strict control until further notice.
Hello, sir.
Hello, miss. I am Major... well, actually, hereabouts they call me Good Morning. It's the only word half the natives can say. I am in some sort the local administrator and chief of police for the region.
I confess I'm a little lost. Where exactly are we, Major?
Well, in the Mulgrave Desert. The closest towns are Madigan in the north and Zamarat to the south.
I'm Anne Smith.
Well, I'm positively enchanted, Miss Smith. Well, do you know you share a name with a famous female explorer of these godforsaken parts? Would you be one of these adventuresses yourself?
Well, I am on a long voyage. I'd like to be able to continue on my way, because...
Oh, but I'm afraid to say that first we have the serious matter of a crime to clear up. I must ask you to remain momentarily at the disposition of Her Majesty's Justice, represented by me.
Are you accusing me of a crime, Major? Good morning?
Oh, good gracious, no. These tracks indicate that our suspect is a leopard, Miss,
A leopard, you say? What kind of leopard, do you think?
He has not often hunted in his life, or at least not recently. You see, a leopard usually hoists his prey up into a tree so as not to be robbed by hyenas. However, our animal appears to have abandoned the carcass on the sand. It would seem he's gone long enough without hunting to forget about hyenas.
You seem to know a lot about this animal.
He has eaten just enough to satisfy his appetite. In the wild, a big cat would never allow such a glut of meat to go uneaten. Unsure of finding another meal tomorrow. Our animal has grown used to eating every day.
You mean your creature might be a domesticated animal?
Oh, it's a large leopard, black as night. We never see the likes round here. Desert leopards are sand-colored, as you'd imagine. A single bite to the neck. A gifted killer. Or perhaps one that has learned the art of killing for pleasure.
Major, this animal is under my responsibility, I'm afraid.
For God's blood, you can't let an animal like that go wandering about in the brush, Miss... He killed a gasoline, and that's a serious matter.
Yes. What is a gasoline exactly?
It's a kind of dromedary thing that walks on its hind legs. A curious mount, if truth be told.
And you're saying this gasoline had a rider on its back when my leopard attacked it?
Of course. It was a child. The Mulgrave children are always running around on gasolines at night. It's the best time for hunting palopolos.
And a palopolo is what?
Well, a kind of large bat. A staple in the Mulgrave diet. The meat is excellent, if a little fatty.
When you talk about the Mulgrave, what are they like?
The inhabitants of this place. And they're not going to be very happy, that's for sure.
And the Mulgrave child that was riding the gasoline, where could he be now?
You see there, miss. The child ran off through there. He must have climbed a tree. The Mulgrave abhor being on the ground. These people are forever running around in the treetops. Now, I need to find this poor boy. He might be hurt.
I'll go and compensate the Mulgrave for the loss of their gasoline.
Oh, it's clear that you've never met them.
I will go and see the Mulgrave. Where can I find their village, Major?
Yes, perhaps it is better to go and find them before they come and find you. It's at the end of the canyon, in the big trees. I wish you the best of luck, Miss...
Major, good morning. Could you help me find my leopard? I wouldn't want him to commit any more crimes.
Later, perhaps. For now, I have to find the Mulgrave boy that was astride that poor gasoline.
Goodbye, Major, good morning.
Indeed. Goodbye.
find a way to flush them out. Perfect for starting a fire. Ta-da! One improvised spear. My humble respects, matriarch of the Mulgrave.
Who are you? What are you come to do in the Mulgrave?
Your Majesty, my name is Anne Smith. My truck got stuck just outside your village and...
Welcome, Anne Smith.
I'm honored by the Mulgrave's hospitality.
The Mulgrave accept you, but they do not embrace you, Anne Smith, because of this leopard.
Your Majesty, this leopard is my responsibility. He got away, and I have to find him again.
It tried to kill the son of the matriarch. The hunters are already on its trail. This leopard will be killed.
I'm very sorry for your son. How is the young princeling?
He nearly died, Anne Smith, because of you.
Please, I beg you, I must capture this leopard alive. Help me to find him. I don't know this country.
You have until tomorrow morning at dawn. Then the hunters will finish what you cannot.
Couldn't you help me capture him alive?
The Mulgrave promised nothing for the moment.
I'm really... Hi. My name is Anne Smith. Do you know how the young princeling is getting on? Could you help me, please? Excuse me, are there only Mulgrave in the village? Your matriarch is pretty angry with me, huh? Do you know Major Goodmorning? I'm looking for my leopard. Have you seen it? Have you heard about the war? Those mummies downstairs are kind of creepy. I have to go. Like some kind of a measuring contraption. That's fat?
Ahmed, you're not a
I know
guy.
how to catch leopard
What's
with
happening
Polopolo.
there?
He makes
Murder
Polopolo
is
fly.
burning.
I catch Polopolo with
Murder is
Falcon.
ruined.
After, puts
Murder
Polopolo
is
dead in
fallen.
traps.
It is a sight from the apocalypse.
Palopolos?
Palopolos in old dead trees. Scares Palopolo with drums. After when Palopolo flies.
Along with many civilians.
Drums? Where will I find a drum?
No difficult, Ansmish. Drum and tree together. No difficult. Come and see me when drum working good.
Goodbye. Nice catch. Hi, my name is Anne Smith.
Not speak! Not speak!
I'm looking for my leopard. You wouldn't have seen it by any chance? Well, goodbye. That's not going to help him. Huh. You're fishing in the sand? You don't see that every day.
Flammschlag!
Slashed? I don't understand there. Sorry?
Sanddabs for skin. Not speak!
Major Good Morning can be a bit grumpy, but he's kind of nice.
Good morning.
Well, goodbye. Here's the sand dab.
He says that the tanning process is very long. However, he does know a method handed down by his ancestors for quickly producing a skin of a very poor quality.
We don't need top-quality leather, Major. What we need is soon.
He says that in that case he will only need a few ingredients. At the foot of certain baobabs you can find a plant whose fruit you will need. Bring it to him, along with the leaves of another plant. It's a parasite that grows on very old baobabs. Have you got all that?
We don't need top-quality leather, Major. What we need is soon.
He says that in that case he will only need a few ingredients. At the foot of certain baobabs you can find a plant.
You seem to have a strong affection for these Mulgrave, Major.
Oh, they're proud as peacocks, bad-tempered, and totally...
Goodbye, Major Good Morning.
Indeed. Goodbye.
Major Good Morning, I don't understand what the angler is whistling at me.
Apparently he wants the fat off the Palopolo, too.
Goodbye, Major Good Morning.
Indeed. Goodbye.
to the drum. With a new skin, this drum will work like a charm. That's it. The drum should be working now. I wanted to ask... Okay, the drum works.
When I hear drum bang, after I send Falcon, whoosh, very quick.
See you soon. Huh. See you soon. Shoot, how am I gonna get it back? Hello. What happened here?
These strangers killed Good Morning. He was our friend, so we butchered them like ground quarry this morning. They were carrying this, Anne Smith.
Where's my leopard?
Waiting for you, Anne Smith. Everything is ready. It is time for you to continue your journey. Go now, Anne Smith.
I see that the princeling is back among you.
Yes. He proved his valor in capturing the leopard.
The Major's dead? But why? Why?
I think the strangers came looking for you. They wanted to make the Major talk about you.
Oh my God. That's horrible. The poor Major.
The Mulgrave killed these murderers, but they arrived too late to save the Major. The evil was already done.
Goodbye now.
Safe journey, Anne Smith. But there is still the story I must tell you. May it accompany you on your way. Once, not so long ago, a young man, proud and strong, became the king of all this country. His father was king before him, as his father's father was, and his grandfather's father before him, going far back beyond the memory of all, and even the memory of song. So old and great was the family of kings, nobody could remember other families. So wise and just was the family of kings, nobody ever desired them. The young king's name was Roden. As a child, he was sent to the white man's school in a country over the sea to the north. He was to learn the ways and things of the lands where the white men came from. His father thought this would make him a wiser king. The white rulers thought this would make him more well-behaved. Everybody thought Roden will become a very good king. For many years, Roden was the best king that Morania ever knew. But then things started to change little by little. Many people today say that he is not a good king. He has become moody and inward-looking, as unpredictable as an old leopard with a toothache. It is said his wife ran away some 12 years ago and took their only daughter with her. Roden sent people all over Morania searching, but they were never found. Soldiers even came here to look. They told us, the young girl we are looking for has a scar on her shoulder like the scratch of a leopard. Then a soldier kneeled down and drew in the sand the same mark that you carry over your heart. The soldiers left, and the wind swept the tracing in the sand away. But I will carry the image in my memory forever. So, Anne Smith, this is why today I say, you are the daughter of the King Roden.
Okay, on we go.
I'd dig a lot faster if they didn't keep making me come back up to the surface. The rebels are tearing the country to pieces. I heard that level 975 ain't the last. Harambe hasn't been down the mine for a long, long time. The mine is our mother.
Hello, sir. I'm Anne Smith. I had an accident crossing the river.
John Harambe. Pleasure to meet you, miss. I am the director of this place. Welcome to Zamarat.
Mr. Harambe, you haven't heard anything about a leopard on the loose about the complex, have you?
A leopard? No, really, I think I would have noticed.
It's a black leopard, Mr. Harambe. He's kind of half tame.
The kings of Morania used to keep black leopards. The legend tells that the leopard bore the sins of the king. But I've never seen such an animal here in this place.
This mine must be a heavy responsibility.
True enough. I have to keep everything running smoothly. It's not easy, even if emeralds are becoming rarer and the king no longer visits.
Zamarat?
Zamarat, yes. The town on which the riches and the pride of Morania were built.
What kind of riches do you produce here?
Over the years, the Zamarat mine has produced some of the biggest precious stones in the world.
Mr. Harambe, you run this complex?
I oversee the miners. And here, there are only miners. So you could consider me the highest authority in this place, Miss Smith.
You say that the king used to visit you here?
Every year, Rodin's Black Vault would stop on the riverbank. We'd fill the boat with the emeralds we'd extracted from the mine. The king would linger a few days in Zamarat before going on.
So, today the king no longer stops at Zamarat?
Over the years, Rodin no doubt wearied of visiting us. And now there's the war.
Mr. Harambe, you must have a huge stock of emeralds waiting for the king's next visit.
Oh, would it were true. It's been over 10 years since we last found an emerald in this barren mine.
You mean there are no emeralds left? The mine is empty?
We dug, and keep on digging. But she's completely exhausted. Oh, there's nothing left but rock and dirt.
why do you keep on digging if you're not going to find anything?
This is a mine, Miss Smith. We keep digging. We keep digging. And we keep looking.
It must be awful to be a miner stuck down the bottom of such a hole.
It is. That's why we oblige the miners to return to the surface every 3 months.
The miners don't want to come back to the surface of their own accord?
No. They tend to be drawn ever closer to the bottom. A kind of drunkenness of the depths. And if we didn't force them back up, they'd stay down there forever. Until they become blind and crazy. I'm very concerned for my chief engineer.
What's wrong with your chief engineer, Mr. Harambe?
Engineer Dada has been down at level 975 for over a year.
Couldn't you go down to the bottom of the mine and see what your engineer's been up to?
Me? I don't go down anymore. Not now. I must continue my responsibilities. I must continue my responsibilities.
They say on the radio that the rebels are moving south faster and faster.
I can't fool myself about the fate awaiting Zamarat. The complex has always been loyal to the king. The rebels will make us pay heavily for that loyalty.
So, this hole is some kind of open-cast mine, Mr. Harambe?
Yes. This gaping hole has been tirelessly extended over more than a century.
The mine looks very deep.
975 yards deep, to be precise. And we will go no deeper. Ever.
Why don't you want to dig any deeper, Mr. Harambe?
There's too much risk of collapse and flooding. It's a risk beyond reason.
Aren't you worried about having a mad engineer at the bottom of your mine?
I never said she was mad. I said she'd been down there for more than a year. And a year is a long time. Much too long.
I have to go.
Yeah?
Yes, sir. I am Sergeant Harambe, the head of mining at Zamarat.
Listening.
I wanted to tell you, Malkia Roden Crown is here, sir.
You sure?
Yes, I recognize the scar, sir. Absolutely. I wouldn't dare to. Yes, sir. You can count on me, sir. And long live King Roden, sir. I'll wait for you.
Level 1095. The beast. Dada.
It's the Maut. I recognize him. He takes care of the elephants.
Excuse me? I don't understand. What did he mean by that?
Nothing. This man is just out of his mind with drink.
Your crazy engineer Dada is mixed up in all this. The man just said so.
No, that's impossible.
Look at these wounds. I'm sure it's my leopard that made those wounds.
Think about it. What would a leopard be doing at the bottom of a mine? This man was hurt in an accident.
I must find my leopard. I'm going down the bottom of the mine and I'm going to find him.
Of course, of course.
I heard clearly enough. The poor man said level 1095. But I thought you said you dug no deeper than 975 yards.
I did say it. It's pure madness.
I have to go.
I'm sorry. I have to do this, Anne Smith.
Hey, but...
I cannot let you go down into the mine. I have orders.
Orders? But...
Please, be patient.
These miners' overalls are just my size. miner's overalls are just my size. The boards are not very solid. The handle's not really made for sliding under floorboards. Oh, great. It broke. Oh, great. It broke. Oh, great. It broke. It opens onto the mine shaft. I've got to go that way to get out of here.
No, that's impossible.
Colonel, the men we sent out looking for Rodon's daughter are dead.
What happened?
The Mulgrave, Colonel. Those savages aren't very subtle, if you know what I mean.
Too bad for her. For the moment, we have other priorities. Malkia Road and Crown has taken sides.
It's the Maut. I recognize him. He takes care of the elephants. We don't know anything else. We found him like this. He's been babbling since we found him.
Once, I dug up an enormous emerald. I swear it was the spitting image of Rodon's head. I was here. I was. Before they built all this complex. Not many of us can say that. Once, I dug up an enormous emerald. I swear it was the spitting image of Rodon's head.
Hello, sir. Are you in charge here?
Yes, miss. I am in charge of maintenance and logistics for level 975 of the mine. My name is William Desiree Matiti, but down here, everybody calls me Bill.
You must have worked here for a long time then, Bill.
It's been 30 years this summer, miss.
Tell me, Bill, how are things in the mine?
Excuse me, miss. No disrespect, but that is not much my business, that kind of thing. But things are not so good, I can tell you that.
But, Bill, you must feel concerned by what's happening.
No. I got my job to do and that's it. My job's already quite a handful, you know, miss.
They took a wounded man back up to the surface. Do you know about that, Bill?
I didn't hear anything about that, miss. I swear, nothing at all.
That's strange. This level is completely empty.
Mr. Harambe has forbidden us from digging deeper. It's too dangerous because the river is too close.
But, Bill, there should be miners here on this level.
Yes. Usually there is. Sometimes there is too, but sometimes there aren't. It depends.
Zamorat is a very strange place.
I don't know, miss. I don't go up much. It hurts my eyes. Then I get to drinking too much up there. Old Bill's better off staying down here in the dark at the bottom of the hole.
Engineer Dada works here, doesn't she?
Of course, miss. Engineer Dada. Course she does.
Shouldn't Engineer Dada be on this level with her mining team?
They must have gone off somewhere, into one of the tunnels. Must be that. Exploring a tunnel, miss.
Is it true what they say, Bill? That Engineer Dada hasn't been back to the surface in over a year?
That's what they tell me, miss.
Why doesn't Engineer Dada ever go back up, Bill?
I don't know. The engineer does have a lot of work, miss.
Bill, I have the impression that you're hiding something from me.
Me, miss? I'm an honest civil servant.
Bill, you know where Dada is hiding.
Yes, miss. Dada is digging deeper and deeper. She found a new vein of emeralds. She says a really big vein, and it's rattling around in her skull. She's gone completely nuts, miss. And then the miners that are with her are all the same. Dada's become some kind of holy virgin for these people. They've all gone mad, the lot of them.
Do you know where I can find some emeralds?
Oh, not in this mine, miss. I haven't seen a single stone go up for 10 good years. No word of a lie.
So why is the mine still working if there are no stones left?
If they stop digging, the miners get bored. And when they get bored, they get up to all sorts of stupidities. Mr. Harambe says dig, so we dig. It's what we do.
Don't you find Mr. Harambe a bit bizarre?
No disrespect to Mr. Harambe, but I reckon he's lost his nerve since the big accident in '95.
Mr. Harambe had an accident?
He lost a leg in a tunnel collapse on level 664. He's not once dared descend the hole ever since.
How can anyone expect to run a mine without ever going down it?
I don't think anyone can, miss. Don't think anyone can.
Bill, how do I get to the level below?
Dada would kill me if I told you that, miss.
Well, goodbye, Bill.
Yes, miss. Take care.
Bill!
Ah, well, I'm really glad to see you again, miss.
Why is this poor elephant all trussed up like that?
She's too old now, so I'm waiting for the hoist to lift it back up to the surface.
This elephant is going back to the surface?
She came down here to the bottom of the mine in my grandfather's time. Never been back up since, miss. She's worked her whole life at the bottom of this mine, pulling trucks of rubble. Now that she's weak and blind, it's time for her to leave and take a well-earned rest in the elephant's graveyard.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Anne Smith. You must be Engineer Dada.
Anne Smith.
Is there something wrong with my name?
Everything wrong with your name, and you know so. Anne Smith.
Well, for the moment, it's the only name I've got, and I don't much like your manner of speaking to me, Engineer Dada.
Anne Smith, what would fancy woman like you come doing a mile under the surface?
I've come to get an animal. A black leopard. I'm sure he's running around someplace at the bottom of this mine.
A leopard? You crazier than me. But I admit it's not unusual to imagine strange things down here. The fires of hell are burning just below our feet.
I'm sure that the leopard is here, nonetheless. One of your men was brought up to the surface with injuries that must have been made by a big cat. I'm the only one who can capture this animal and lead it out of here. It's no ordinary leopard, you know.
That man was injured by shards of rock. Your leopard story is as ridiculous as the nonsense peddled by the miners about supposed curses of the deep.
On the surface, they say you're not well. They say you've gone mad.
Look around you. Hell's not red like in your schoolgirl prayer books. No! Hell is green! Green! Green as emeralds in gaslight.
Oh, all these emeralds. There must be an absolute fortune. Shouldn't you get these up to the surface?
Yes, I see now. So that's why you come down here, is it? The emeralds stay here.
What are you going to do with all these stones?
The emeralds will stay here forever in the black belly of the earth. Never will I allow them to be desecrated by the light of day. You hear me?
Harambe was right. You have gone completely insane, Dada.
Harambe! That mangled, incompetent fool. Ha! I told him we had to dig deeper and deeper to find more stones. But with every foot we descend, a part of his authority evaporates. Because now the brave Sergeant Harambe clings to the surface, too afraid to descend into the darkness of the depths. Ha!
Harambe is your superior, Engineer Dada. You should obey his orders.
Put your head back on, Missy. Only I give the orders here. I am the Queen of Hell. I answer to no one. Hear me? No one.
You never want to go back to the surface?
Never. Never! I stay forever at the bottom of our hole, in the light of the stones.
You've dug too deep, Engineer Dada. Harambe says that there's too much risk of flooding or of tunnels collapsing so far down.
And my men tell me that if we dig deeper, we finish by waking the monster of the deep. They tell me they can sometimes hear him growling at the bottom of a shaft.
This is crazy, Dada. If you don't return to the higher levels, you'll end up drowned like a rat at the bottom of a hole.
No! We must dig! Deeper, forever deeper! Burrow down into the darkest corner of the belly of the earth.
I can calm the monster of the deep. It's my leopard. I'm sure it is.
Mm-hmm. You can calm him. By feeding him your skinny bones, fancy lady. Say goodbye to the light of day.
No! Dada, stop! You can't do this!
Throw her to this demon that has you and your comrades so scared. It will appease his anger, and he will let us continue our work. Goodbye, Anne Smith.
for explosives. This machine really does its job. Dynamite. I'd better be careful. There's no more wick to light. In fact, we have to leave. The river water is flooding the mine. Hurry, let's get out of here.
No! I can't just abandon my post. I don't want to go back up there. The sun hurts my eyes.
Bill, what happened on the surface?
I don't know anything, miss. Nobody answers the video phone.
Bill, don't be ridiculous. Let's go. Level 975 is gonna be swallowed up.
If you want to leave, you can go up with the elephant, miss. I stay here at my post.
When is the elephant going up?
Now. It's time. I'll start the hoisting procedure.
Catch you next time. You're alive.
You can't stay there, Malkia. You have to leave.
Why do you call me Malkia?
Because you are Rodin's daughter. And because his daughter is called Malkia. Malkia Rodin Crown.
Malkia, you say? Malkia Rodin Crown?
Yes. Malkia, you've been missing for more than 10 years.
What happened to Harambe? I saw his body hanging over the hole. And all these corpses. What happened?
Harambe sent word to Rodin soldiers that you were here. He promised to keep you alive and well until they arrived to take you. But you escaped from Harambe's prison.
So, Rodin's soldiers are responsible for this carnage?
When they arrived, they saw that you were gone. They thought you were dead, buried at the bottom of the mine. They became very angry. They said that the people of Zamorak were traitors. And then, they took Malkia.
Rodin. It's Rodin who...
Your father is a monster. And a murderer.
It's not true. You can't say that.
Look around, Malkia. Take a good look. And then go away from here.
So? It all went bad at Zamorak.
Malkia, where's Malkia?
We don't know. She disappeared. There was flooding in the mine and...
And?
We didn't find her. Nobody knows where your daughter is now.
Dear listeners, you're
Hey
now
there!
listening to New Morania.
Let me out of here! I wish to speak with your leader. Do you hear me? Let me out, please! I've got nothing to do with this war. I'm a Swiss citizen.
The boss will decide what to do with you. And he's much too busy at the moment to worry about you.
Open this cage! Open it!
It's in your best interest to shut that big mouth. Because it wouldn't take much for me to shut it up for good.
Already we see him powerless.
So you finally decided to set me free. About time, too.
All the celebrations.
So it's you who... Hello, Malkia. I'm glad to see you're alive.
I wanted to ask... Do I know you?
Conrad. Conrad Siri. Honestly, Malkia.
Conrad Siri. No. Honestly, not. So you're the one leading this revolution?
You could put it like that, Malkia.
So today, then, is your day of victory, I would guess.
No doubt, Malkia. It's only a matter of days. But there are still pockets loyal to Rodan all over the country.
I'm having a few problems remembering. So I'm kind of obliged to believe what people are telling me about myself.
I understand. However, we are old acquaintances, Malkia. Geneva. Try to remember.
I only remember the university gardens. Nothing else.
In Geneva, we planned this whole revolution together. We called our movement New Morania. Don't you remember? Remember the interminable discussions about the democratic future of the country?
They say I was this king's daughter. That's crazy.
You are Rodan's daughter, Malkia.
Rodan's no longer a good king. Is that it?
Rodan is a monster, Malkia. Have you forgotten?
My father. He's over there? In that boat?
That boat is the Black Vault. Rodan's fortress. That is where you spent your childhood, most likely. Before they took you to Geneva.
And Rodan... Is this the end for him?
Yes. But I need you. I have something to ask you.
What do you want to ask me, Ciri? I have nothing to do with this revolution. I want to return to Geneva. I want to go home.
You have already returned, Malkia. This is your home. Right here.
Ciri, what are you leading up to?
The revolution has gone perfectly to plan up to now. It's in everyone's interest that we finish it quickly, without needless bloodshed. Go to Rodan and tell him it's over. Tell him to give himself up.
You want me to deliver you the king? What? I don't even know him. My name is Anne Smith.
I want to save time and lives. I promise him nothing. Malkia, I want him to officially abdicate power, so that this war can be over as soon as possible. Only his own daughter could convince him of that.
What do I have to do, Ciri?
First, you need to get onto the boat and put a stop to those drums.
You have a problem with the drums, Colonel Ciri?
Yes, my soldiers are a superstitious bunch. They believe that Rodan is possessed of supernatural powers. As long as the funeral drums can be heard, they will refuse to attack that cursed boat.
And so you want me to stop the drums, is that it?
Yes, as soon as possible. Then my men will surround the Black Vault.
So, you want me to enter the Black Vault, stop the drums, and then you want me to persuade Rodan to surrender?
Yes, exactly that, Malkia.
I'll do what you ask, Ciri. Goodbye.
Take this radio, Malkia, so we can stay in touch, you and I.
Ouch! I'll have to be careful. These thorns are sharp. In fact, why is this man still a prisoner?
Wamganga is the chief of the Bulus. He is guilty of many crimes.
Why don't you attack the Black Vault straight away? Get it over with.
Because it's the Black Vault. Nobody wants to go on board. Rodan is still very powerful. It's too dangerous.
Rodan's alone on his boat. He sent all his soldiers packing. So what are you waiting for? Why don't you attack?
I don't want to go on the Black Vault, miss. Never.
You seem scared.
It's the drums. Everybody's scared of Rodan's drums. They are cursed.
It looks as though the revolutionaries have won the war.
Yeah, maybe so. I just want to get home. War stinks.
I have to speak to the prisoner. Let me through.
Get lost.
If you refuse to let me pass, I'll be obliged to inform Colonel Ciri.
Okay.
So, see you later. Hello?
Malkia! So, you're not dead.
Do I know you?
You are the daughter of the king. The woman that leads the leopard. We are both prisoners.
Who are you?
Wamganga. I am doctor to Roden, the king.
Why are they holding us prisoner here?
It's a war. These soldiers can kill us or free us.
What are those drums?
They are the funereal tom-toms of the Black Vault.
What's going on here?
The rebels arrived a few hours ago. They're preparing to assault the Black Vault.
All these ruins. Where are we, Wamganga?
The Bulus lived here. But the rebels have torn down our village to set up their camp.
Who are the Bulus?
I am a Bulu. We were the most fanatically loyal of all of Roden's peoples, his personal guards. For many years, the Bulus were the iron fist of the king's deranged rule. Ever ready to spill our blood for him, I must confess we spilled the blood of a great many innocents in his service. But all the same, Roden chased us from his hearth like stray dogs.
Why did the king dismiss you, Wamganga?
He thought you dead, at the bottom of the mine in Zamarat. He accused us of failing to protect you.
How is he, then? Roden.
I don't know. He's barricaded himself in his quarters. He will see no one.
So, the rebels have won the war, then?
So it seems. They control all of the country now.
Wamganga, do you know how I can get on board the Black Vault?
Search, Malkia. There must be a weakness somewhere in that rusty old fortress.
Ciri, the leader of the rebels, has asked me to convince the king to surrender.
Conrad Ciri doesn't know his enemy.
Goodbye.
Malkia.
Oh, there's no getting past that snake. Excuse me? Wamganga, there's a monstrous snake blocking the way into the interior of the Black Vault.
Help me get out of here, Malkia. I will take care of the snake.
How can I help you, Wamganga?
I'll need the stem of a reed and the thorn of a giant bramble.
Goodbye.
Malkia.
In fact, goodbye. This knife is sharp, but it seems fragile. stress flare. There's too many monkeys. I can't get to it. I can go in now. Should be good now, the water's been back.
Ah, you are here, Malkia. I need your help.
Wamganga, there are these nasty little monkeys crawling all over the place. It's like they've invaded the boat.
In Morania, a cockroach monkey hanging from a branch near a house is a sure sign that death will be visiting the household. Cockroach monkeys are drawn by the odor of death. They have come to this boat in their hundreds.
So, how do you explain that there are so many monkeys?
The death of an era, Malkia.
Wamganga, but how on earth did you get here?
I am Wamganga, the sorcerer.
How can I help you, Wamganga?
In the treasure room, There is a small statuette I would like to recover.
Then why don't you go and take the statuette yourself?
This room is forbidden to the Bulu. I cannot enter there.
Okay, I'll see if I can bring this object back for you.
I will be eternally grateful to you, Malkia.
Where is the treasure room?
Just behind the archives, over there. It depicts the Bulus. Whoever owns the statue possesses a great power over my people. Times are troubled, and I would not want for it to fall into the wrong hands.
Goodbye.
Malkia.
Hello? My name is, Malkia. May I speak to you?
Malkia Rodenkram, only daughter of His Majesty King Roden IV, born November 25th, 1927, of Moranian nationality, and Karen Crown, of French nationality, and currently residing in Geneva, 5 Quai de l'Horloge. Born the...
Yes, no doubt. Yes, that's right.
It gives me great satisfaction to see you alive, Miss Rodenkram. My name is Rudolf Kretzelburg. I am responsible for the administration of the estate of His Majesty King Roden, and in consequence of the whole of Morania.
You're some kind of banker?
I have been for some 20 years mandated by the Zurich Bank of Africa to administer Deviso and therefore here in person the assets and holdings of your father, miss.
What's in these files?
Everything is inventoried, miss. The tax returns of all this country's subjects, their bank accounts, commercial transactions and contracts, offshore accounts and overseas holdings, etc. To name but a few examples. In short, everything that concerns the riches of Morania. And, by extrapolation, the fortune of His Majesty.
Could I take a look at this paperwork, Mr. Gretzelberg?
No, absolutely not. These documents are strictly confidential. A kind of intimate confession made by His Majesty to the Zurich Bank of Africa. You understand?
Mr. Gretzelberg, did you know there was a sorcerer meditating in front of the door to your office?
I detest these savages, the Bulos above all. These are people that simply cannot be trusted. Very dangerous. Even if I am forced to recognize their talent for rapping the knuckles of the hordes of debtors in this kingdom.
What could they have done to you for you to hate the Bulus so much?
Brutal thugs, suited only to the most repugnant of His Majesty's tasks. Killers, waiting on their master's orders to visit unimaginable acts of violence on the terrorized population. I heard they had all been sent packing, and not before time, believe me.
The boat seems like it's been invaded by little green monkeys, Mr. Gretzelberg.
Ah, so you noticed that too. They're all over the place, devouring everything, even my files. They're worse than rats. At least rats have the good grace to abandon a sinking ship. Not so these monkeys, miss.
Do you know the king well?
I know his accounts, miss. Which is to say, I know his soul.
Where is he? Where's Roden hiding?
Someplace where nothing escapes his eyes and ears, miss. Lurking, hiding, listening to the crackling of the hull as it buries itself deeper and deeper into the marsh.
You're not from here, Mr. Gretzelberg.
Ah, It's been far too long. They must have forgotten all about me back in Zurich. What a pathetic waste to end my career out here in this wasteland of savages and ferocious beasts. To think that I could be working for the King of Norway at this very moment.
You don't seem very happy with your fate, Mr. Gretzelberg.
Oh, but of course not. The climate is insalubrious. The putrid air we breathe is filled with 1,000 different contagions that devour you from the inside out, from breakfast to supper, Miss Rotenkrown.
I've heard there's a treasure room on this boat. Do you know where I can find it?
No, I haven't the slightest idea of what you are talking about, miss. Quite honestly. And supposing I were to have some information about what you speak of, it would naturally be subject to the rules of confidentiality.
See you soon.
How far have you got, Malkia?
There's been a hitch. A little patience, Siri.
What? Are you screwing with me, Malkia?
I need your help, Siri. I need you to pass yourself off as the head of personnel at the Zurich Bank of Africa. I want you to announce to Roden's banker that his transfer to Norway has been accepted.
Okay. Got it, Malkia. But I'm more...
Just do as I say, Siri. His number is 0041 0248 3016.
Rudolf Kretzel.
And not before time, believe me.
So, that's the treasure of Morania. A bunch of voodoo dolls to bewitch the population. That's creepy. This must be the doll of the Bulus tribe.
Ha! Well done. You certainly had me.
This mask gives me the creeps. I'm not giving him that.
Good.
I got nothing to add. But it's my childhood bedroom. Nothing's changed since I left it. Hey, it's the doll I had when I was a kid. No, it's too dangerous. Must be the water scaring them off.
In this circle, trace the sky at the zenith. In this circle, trace the abyss at the foundation. In this circle, trace the earth at the middle, all around the leopard. The spirits that are angry at Rodan will help us. Bring the effigies of these spirits. A healer spirit, a spirit of nature, and an emissary of the gods. Place the spirit of nature to the east of the earth, so that the sun may shine on your leopard.
No, I can't imagine why I'd give him that. I wanted to ask... My leopard. He's hurt pretty bad. Could you do anything for him?
Help me, and I will help you.
Wamganga, you have to do something for my leopard.
I might be able to get his strength up a bit. You must do as I say, Malkia.
How can I help you, Wamganga?
In the treasure room, there is a small statuette I would like to recover.
Goodbye.
Malkia. Place the healing spirit to the west of the earth to prevent the night from stealing your leopard away. Not like that. Not like that. Place the healing spirit to the west of the earth to prevent the night from stealing your leopard away. Now we need your effigy, so that you can give something of yourself to the leopard. Place it in the sky. We near the end. The gods demand just a little money.
In fact...
It's finished. Now we will also need morphine, and then disinfectant and bandages. At the military dispensary.
Goodbye.
Malkia.
No, it's too dangerous. fascinated by the images on the TV. Hey, look at this emerald. And that's a good exchange. Cold. Not very appetizing.
Malkia! Hey! So, you're not dead. Oh, now that is good news.
Do I know you?
Willie van der Naar, the king's right-hand man. Loyal service to this kingdom of trinkets and baubles for over 30 years, Miss Malkia. I knew you when you were knee-high to a grasshopper. Used to bounce you on my knee.
What happened at Zamarat? The innocent people that died, the place in flames.
We thought you were dead. The people of Zamarat were responsible.
What you did in Zamarat doesn't even have a name, Vandenard. You're a butcher.
Yeah. No doubt. But it's all over now, Malkia. You stopped the tom-tom drums. The rebels are coming. You don't have much time to see your father.
I don't remember. Sorry.
And then there was your mother. I knew her well. A beautiful woman, if truth be told. Real classy. Yeah, but she didn't much like this country. Too many mosquitoes, too much heat. Too much everything.
My father. Where is my father?
His Majesty is barricaded in his quarters. Now, go, Malkia. Leave me alone. Malkia! Hey! So, you're not dead. Oh, now that is good news.
So, you knew my mother?
Oh, yes, miss. Yes, I did. Knew her well. You know, if she hadn't taken off like that in the night with you under her arm, then good King Roden would never have got rotten. He'd still be the good old debonair we knew before.
I don't remember any of that.
Let me tell you something, my girl. I reckon that you find it mighty handy sometimes not to remember, huh? They told me you'd even brought that bloody black leopard with you. Now that ain't no coincidence, huh?
I don't understand. Why are you talking about my leopard?
It was your father gave you that leopard 15 years ago. We killed the mother when we were out hunting. Just a little ball of black fur. You played with him like he was a kitten. Should have seen that. Your mother didn't like it, though. You know, the thing was just a kitten. But, you know, baby leopards, they get bigger.
Tell me the rest of the story about the leopard.
Oh, one day you must have pulled his whiskers a touch too hard. And that blasted leopard forgot he was some kind of adorable kitten. It was him gave you that nasty scar on your shoulder. Cut you wide open, it did. So your mother seizes the opportunity, shoves you in her suitcase, and takes off for Switzerland and civilization.
It's the Prince of Maragon that gave me that leopard.
After you were injured, it ran off into the wild. Must have had a bad conscience. We never heard about it again.
See you later. This door leads to the royal apartments.
Malkia. Malkia? Malkia, it's you?
No,
I'm happy you're here, Princess.
I'm not your princess. My name is Anne Smith.
Yes, of course. Come,
No,
hug your father.
no, I don't think... My name is Anne Smith.
It's good to have you back, Malkia. When your mother took you, nothing here was the same. She'd come to hate this country. Probably she'd never loved it. After... Why have you come back, Princess?
My name's Anne Smith.
I take you to see the animals along the river. Do you remember, Malkia? We'd leave the boat. You'd climb on my back, and off we went, the two of us. And how you loved the little brown gazelles always on their guard.
No.
They seemed to dance along the river.
No! My name is Anne Smith! I've come home to kill you, Father!
I prefer that it's you. Hug your father.